Good morning, traders. This is Barry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 4 minutes till 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, January 27th. So looking back at yesterday's session, right, we had that gift futures open Sunday night for whatever reason, who knows? It just was bid up, and then we built come up in the day, went even higher to just screw anyone that thought they were short in the world there and held on, and then just build a shelf up here higher at some resistance zones. So as we, kind of look back at where we were, it was below value, went above value, above the previous day's highs, right up into those zones. Um, they were all. Remember, the Russell and the Dow have been a little bit weaker, right? So the Dow was able to hold on the VWAP, but it wasn't that good. But the Russell couldn't even hold above the VWAP, right, yesterday. So as we look at where the ETFs ended up, we ended up getting up to 627 half basically in the Nasdaq. Uh, Come back down, settled on 625. We got up to 694 on the SPY, and that was the expected 1 day move top. The same with the cash market. We got up to 69, 65, and 64. 63 was the expected top. So the ES really just went up to the top of the expected range and just kind of petered out there. Nothing really doing. It was just basically an inside of expectations day, right? So as we look at where these untested points of control are, we have the one from last week on Thursday, uh, sitting down here. I'm sorry, from Friday at 69.45. Then we have 89 sitting here, and we're currently trading 95. So we're only about 6 points above yesterday's point of control. With that 7,010 point of control that goes back to January 15th, just above us. So that's more than likely going to trade either today or definitely sometime tomorrow. And then we'll just have to see. And then we're, still just sitting here in these ranges, right? We've been in this range for a considerable amount of time now, depending on how you want to draw it. I would say we literally come into the zone uh, probably on the about the end of October, right? We've been in the same range since the end of October. And then, kind of just going up and down from there. So as we look at where we are today, right, the Dow once again it come here and checked on the gap fill overnight and just you know uh, petered on down. Nothing going with it. The Russell is actually holding value at least, and the Nasdaq and the ES are above. And you can see the Nasdaq having trouble with that 1 day expected move high here. So if we look at positioning going in today, there's, as usual, there's not a lot to hang your hat on uh, for the cash market. There's a lot of, if we're going to get another little bit of a push up, the futures closed at 69.50. We would have to get up 80 points from yesterday's close to hit where this large gamma is. I just don't think that there's conviction for that today, but we will see. Obviously, tomorrow is the big news, and that's what uh, put the title of my video on. This is probably the last days here. Um, you got the FOMC tomorrow at 2, then you got Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla after the bell, and then Thursday after the bell you have Apple. So if those four things don't move us out of this range, uh, it's hard to say what will, to be honest with you. Uh, but I expect that, we'll go. Remember, the FOMC is expected to do nothing. So it's really going to be on those large cap techs to see if they can drive us up or drive us down. Then looking at the SPY here, uh, we closed at 692. We've printed 695 in the overnight session. Uh, so you can see we can get up to 700 here, so about another 50 points up. But you can see the fair value is really 690 to 695. You can see there's a large gamma at 697, so that'd be about uh, 17 points up higher than the overnight high on the ES. And then looking at the Qs closed yesterday at 625 half. We traded up to 630 uh, in the overnight session. That is still the call wall. So if we go down to the bottom of the sheet here, uh, if I can get down there, drum roll. So you can still see that, that is the largest position, but there is stuff above there, but that's going to be resistance, and we traded it in the overnight session, so we'll see. Again, consider these big inflection points, so potentially we could get above this, and it could turn into support, right? Because the everything will be on the wrong side. We still do have some charm working between now and tomorrow at 2, meaning, right, that the VIX really will have a hard time finding a bid without a big catalyst, meaning that, every pop in the VIX will be sold, which will kind of put a floor under where the futures are. So 623 should be your floor. So that would only be, would be $6 down from where we're trading right now. So that'd be 240, 250 points down from where we're currently trading. We'll see how that plays out, but that should be your floor today. Um, Fair value again up towards 627, and we're currently trading 629. So the VIX really needs to stay on the lows to be able to potentially float up to 632, but you can see 630 is still that struggle that we're at, right? So as we come back through here, I just watch these large gammas because, to be honest with you, there's really the catalysts are tomorrow, right? Maybe you'll get some screwball positions, which you can get, meaning that they'll take them out of range a little bit above or below, and we're at the top end of the range. So if they're going to push it up and try to get some fills in here before tomorrow, today's, basically today and tomorrow before Tuesday, their last chance to do it. But otherwise, until you see these overnight highs get taken out and do it, I'd be a little bit cautious chasing to the upside from here. It could just be one of those days where there's just the risk reward really isn't there for too much. So I would pick 1 to 3 trades at the most of places you want to participate in today. Um, Probably trade in 2/3 of size that you normally trade in. Don't get cocky and just leave it at that. And then we're going to have some much better opportunities later in the week. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day. We'll see what Jack's looking at next.